Well, hey, good morning. Casey here, and getting ready to go out for my morning jog. As you can see, is an early spring here in Sycamore, Illinois, like it is for most of you, I think, right now. So, living it up, and loving it. I wanted to go through a quick tutorial here on pre-run warm-up. Realize that this is an area where we could probably use some improvement and even some re-education about what is helpful. Some of you, as I am guessing, and from the runners I see in my neighborhood, is you step out your door to go for a run. Either you just step out the door and you go for a run and you don't do any kind of warm-up, or you stop and you're inside and you kind of do this thing where you hold an angle like this, or even worse, you bend over and touch your toes, or you spread your legs and you touch the ground. You do what's called a static stretch, and maybe that's kind of the old school thing we used to do in gym class. And what new research has actually shown over the years is that this actually diminishes performance, so that as you do that and you go out after you do what's a static stretch, you will actually run slower. You will not be as prepared and as ready to go out and do your run as you might think. The point of a warm-up, or excuse me, a pre-run warm-up, is to get your neuromuscular system ready to jive, ready to move, ready to fire. That's all in your brain and the nerves and your muscles ready to go. I'm going out in the morning, so it means that my body is kind of, it's waking up, but it's not quite awake yet. Or some of us may run after work, and we've been sitting long, or we've been driving long all day, and now we want to tell our body, get ready to be active. And so what we do instead is called a dynamic warm-up. And I'm going to give you a couple things to do, and this may actually be part one of two, but I just want to give you a couple today to do that I love to do before I go out for any warm-up. And one of them is more of I'm just going to kind of bounce up and down, back up. I don't know if you'll be able to see, you probably won't be able to see this unless I go out there in the yard, but just kind of bounce up and down, almost like I'm jumping rope. You can even get something to skip rope. And as I do that, I'm actually going to bounce up and down on my midfoot, and that's getting my body ready to do that. So I can do that for about 30 seconds to a minute. And I like to work from kind of the bottom of from the ground up when I'm doing my warm-up. So I like to start with some bouncing. We can also kind of trace a square on the ground. I can bounce 2 feet this way, 2 feet this way, 2 feet back, 2 feet back, 2 feet back. So I'm doing that with 2 feet. I can also raise one, and I can bounce back and forth. Switch legs, do the other one, do the other one. And then from there, we can also start to throw in some things like some long lunges. Yeah. As I do that, I'm already feeling like my muscles are like, oh yeah, hey, we exist and we're ready to go. And now this is also where you can throw in some other plyometric type movements. If you have a box, or even if you don't have a box, you can kind of jump up and jump down. You know, it's just jumping and moving. I'm kind of silly doing this on my back porch, but hey, this is for you guys, not for me right now. But anyway, and then from there, we can go down and do some push-ups. We can do burpees. I have a pull-up bar. I like to do some behind the grip pull-ups like this, because then kind of gets my lats ready, which is also the same kind of movement when we're doing this. Which brings me to another movement you can do for a pre-run warm-up. You can do what race walkers do, which is this kind of thing. And as I do that, kind of getting my hips into the movement, and it probably looks silly, and it feels silly to do that, but again, for you guys, not for me. So hopefully nobody back here is filming this and looking at that funny guy doing his pre-run warm-ups. But anyway, best of luck to you, and have a great spring and a great run.